Today we're going to be talking about when you lose power in a relationship, how do you regain power in the relationship so you have love, affinity and connection presence again and you don't feel a loss of power in a relationship, and all of that links to integrity. Stick around. What's up everybody, it's Andrew V here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a mindset coach, performance coach. I'm vlogging every day what it takes to get shredded, what it takes to be fit, what it takes to be successful. I run a lot of e-commerce businesses. I'm launching a book about the psychology of losing weight. And today I feel fat because I ate bad food yesterday. Simple. Integrity, right? The topic of the day is integrity. If you watched yesterday's video, we talked about integrity as the relationship with yourself. So how do you relate with yourself and having power in your own word with yourself? And the direct access is restoring your own integrity, making sure that what you say to yourself, you accomplish, right? And making sure that you don't overset the boundaries, because if you overset the boundaries, and you don't accomplish it, you'll lose power within yourself. But what happens when you've got integrity in between a relationship? Say between you and your partner or you and your friend. What happens when there's a loss of integrity? So let's define it first. So if I'm with a person and I promised to that person or said, hey, I'm going to see you on this day. We're going to see each other on this day. Or I've given my word to something. And then I do not deliver on that word. Now, whether you know it or not, you've lost a little bit of power in that relationship. So the next time you meet with them, the next time you speak with them, you actually feel a little smaller than you did before. And second of all, there's been a direct impact to the other person for you breaking your word. So they now have a preconceived idea, preconceived notion. There's a thought, a filter that they see you through now. So we're all screwed, right? No, not necessarily. So integrity is one of those things, if you're up to a lot of stuff, you're going to be planning a lot of stuff, and you're going to be breaking your integrity often. That's just the nature of the game. You're going to be shooting for all these goals, and then some of them you're just not going to be able to action. You're going to overstep it. You're going to overpromise, underdeliver, right? So, if the steps are to restore integrity with somebody first, is acknowledge first, one, what have I said that I would promise that I did not deliver on? And bring it up with that person. Hey, so-and-so, I said I'd do this, and then I didn't do this. Don't give a reason behind it. Don't give your stories behind it. Don't give your feelings behind it. Nobody cares. Here was my promise. I did not deliver on that. So firstly, you acknowledge that that is the case. You take full responsibility for it. That's step 2, taking full responsibility for you said something, you didn't deliver on it. Number 3, now this is the bit that takes a little bit of work. You now need to address the impact that that has had for the other person. For example, if I've planned with the other person to have dinner that night and then I cancelled last minute, the impact could be, I know you could have had dinner with somebody else, or you could have made plans for that night, but instead you shuffled your night around and let me have that time block where we could spend time with each other, and now you were left with having nothing to do, or you didn't eat. So whatever that is, you need to address the actual impact that that has had for the other person. Now, when you can articulate correctly the impact of what your lack of integrity or breaking your promise, breaking your word with that person firstly feels like, A, you've taken full responsibility. B, you've actually understood what your actions meant and what they did for the other person. So the other person is now feeling understood, feeling like, well, there's an apology there and the person's taking full responsibility for it. Number 3, you've got to set a new promise. A new promise, a new word, and you've got to also set what actions am I now going to take to make sure that this time I don't break my word. So, in the example of the dinner, I had to cancel last minute because I didn't realize that I actually double booked myself with a family member. So let's plan for dinner for next Wednesday, and this time I've actually penciled you into my diary. And because I now run my life by a diary, it means that I cannot double book again. So this won't happen again. Easy as that. You've acknowledged what you did, took full responsibility. 2, addressed the impact that that had for the other person. So you've understood the impact that it had for the other person. You and the other person now understand that you both understand the impact. 3, you've re-promised your word. And you've also put in an action of how this time the word won't break. If you follow those 4 steps, you will restore integrity in the relationship. So your mission now is find which relationships have losses of integrity everywhere. You could have told one person 4 years back that you'd contact them in 3 years. Or you could have told somebody 3 years ago, you watch, I'll do this. And you lose a little bit of power with that relationship, a little bit of power. There's broken promises and broken words and broken integrity in so many of your relationships. And in each of them, you may not even realize, but there is a loss of power. So if you need to regain power, you need to address your broken promises, your broken integrity, restore that integrity, and then the relationship will have love, affinity, communication, and power behind the relationship as well. And you can move forward and succeed. Big topic, I know. Focus on those 4 steps. Do them. Comment, like, subscribe to the other videos. They come out here first on the daily. I hope you got some value out of this video. I love you and I appreciate you. If you have any questions about this topic, integrity isn't the easiest thing to understand or really address. So if you have any questions, ask them. I'm always in the comments, direct message, whatever you need. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me. It's Andrew V, signing out.